Welcome to Stafford, race fans, home of the SK Modified Series and current venue of the first race of the SRX Super Late Model Series here on McBlam Racing. Welcome everyone to the first event of Short Track Madness. I'm your commentator and driver of the Valvoline Green Machine, choosing a different number this time around, but the goal is still the same, to bring this bad boy into victory lane. We've got our work cut out for us as always, starting from the rear of the field, but you already know the deal. Last to first challenge begins here at Connecticut as Eddie Crawford will lead this band of hooligans to the line. Green flag is in the air. Let's bring the noise at Stafford. First 3 laps of the race now complete. 53 out to a commanding lead as we try to get around Margie Brooks there. Make a big dive bob to the inside of the corner. Now to the inside of Jesse Wright before we get to the number 83, the guy who took our number, Eric Erickson, which is the reason we're not in the 83 this time around. I actually didn't find this out until I was in practice already, and I noticed there was another 83 car out here on the racetrack. So that was unfortunate that we can't run the number 83. It's a pretty cool paint scheme, but that's unfortunate that we can't run our, our signature number here on the channel. But we move our way into P14 very quickly, already up 11 spots on the start in the first few laps of the race. And like I said, 53 car out there, Eric Erickson, Eddie Crawford, just out there to a commanding lead. He's got no competition from behind whatsoever. Going to the inside of Brett Thompson, taking over P12. Now going to try to work on the number 71 of Tommy Bailey here. We're just cutting our way through the field pretty easily here. Difficulty is still on 100%, which is what I ran in the SRX series, which seemed to be a heck of a challenge, especially at places like Stafford and specifically Nashville Fairgrounds, but things seem to be a little bit different here in the Super Late Model Series. I may have to jump it up to possibly maximum difficulty as we get to the inside for P10. Going to try to catch up to Ned Hill now in the 86. 53 of Crawford is just gone. He's still about half a lap ahead of us. So even if I get up to the front, I'm not sure that I'll even... If I get by these guys, I'm not even sure I'll get up to the front to be able to even challenge for the lead. I would probably need a caution or something to catch back up, but it's not necessarily what I want. No fun flags here in this particular series. Thank you very much. We get our way into P9. Now chasing down Ricky Cox in the 105 car. Got tire wear and fuel use on to 4 times wear. Inside of Cody Evans, who is 1 lap down. Now we're starting to deal with lap traffic here. I started back there with most of these guys. Devin Reynolds getting around him. So this is going to make things interesting now, because this is something we don't typically deal with a lot in NASCAR heat. We don't deal with lap traffic a great deal, unless we're going to a track like Bristol or Martinsville. You're not really dealing with lap traffic a whole lot. So this should be interesting, as we're right up there on the 105 of Ricky Cox, excuse me. Gonna take me a little bit to learn these guys' names. Guys and girls, I should say. They're all in the field this time around, and there's the 21st place is Robinson. Not Shauna Robinson, but Jessica Robinson. Related, I do not know, but just about as slow, unfortunately. We go to the inside of Chuck Diaz, who is also 1 lap down. And we're actually losing time on the leaders, unfortunately. The 53 seems to be getting through lap traffic no problem. We're trying to push it as hard as we can. Up into P8, we are catching P7 within our sights. We got a big gaggle of cars up there. Oh, Collins goes around. That is going to be the first caution of the night. Oh boy. That's going to reset the field. Stack us all right back up. Here we go. Green flag is back in the air. Big jump on the start. We go inside of the 94. Oh, we got a little bit squirrely. We lose a couple of spots on the restart. And now the 71 of Ramirez is out front. As we work our way into almost into P6 and one fell swoop of a corner right there. 5 laps to go here at Stafford. Can the 71 hang on? We get to the inside of Cox once again in the 105. Up into P5. We're coming. We are coming with a big head of steam, and the 53, who had been dominant all race long, is hung up on the outside. Now under attack by Harry Nelson. Oh, but here he comes. He's looking to the inside of Samantha Bell. Samantha Bell looks to the inside for the lead off turn number 2. Side by side as they go into turn number 3. Can the 45 clear him? New leader. The 45 and Samantha Bell with 2 to go here at Stafford. Samantha doing what she can to hold off the hard charger boys. And here comes the 53, dominant all race long. Can he get around the 45 of Samantha Bell? 1 lap to go as we get to the inside of the 71. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Ooh, Crawford looks to the inside. But Samantha Bell protects off turn number 4. Samantha Bell wins here at Stafford. And we come home with a solid P3. Alright guys, so here are the race results for the Super Late Model Championship Series round number 1 here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Samantha Bell of the 45 wins the race, followed by Eddie Crawford. We come home with a P3, solid P3 podium finish, followed by Brian Ramirez. Harry Nelson will round out the top 5. We have X90 of Chase Jones, the 195 of Ricky Cox, Kevin Murphy, Robbie Collins, and Tommy Bailey will round out the top 10. And here is pretty much everyone else. 55 of Jesse Wright finishes top 15. 2 laps down goes Brandon Evans, Devin Reynolds, and Chase Hall all bringing up the rear. Jessica Robinson finishes P20. And Eric Erickson, who stole our number, finishes P18. As long as we finish ahead of that guy, I'm all good. I'm all good as long as we finish ahead of that guy. And here are the point standings after Stafford. As you can see, it is pretty much exactly where we finished here at the Stafford Speedway. And we are currently sitting P3 in the number 8 car. As I miss my 83, man. I can't tell you how much I miss my 83. But Samantha Bell is in the points lead, followed by Eddie Crawford, who's 5 points back. 9 points back is ourselves. Then you have Brian Ramirez and Harry Nelson rounding out the top 5, Harry Nelson is 16 points behind. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the first race of the Super Late Model Regulation Championship here on McBlam Racing. As I've said in the past about this game, it's a fun game to pick up. It is a very fun game to pick up. That was a fun race. The cars, you know, like I kind of wish they would have put
some of these physics in the Heat series. Just because like the cars feel like they've got so much more weight to them, they feel a little bit more harder to drive in terms of like the just not necessarily like throttle control, but more so the just, you know, having to work the steering wheel and stuff like that. But you're always going to have that at short tracks. It's always going to be a lot of fun. And I was worried about actually picking this game back up again since I was so rusty. And I tried to pick this game back up around the same time I was starting up NASCAR Heat 4 once again for, you know, the new season this year. And I was just all over the place. I was absolutely all over the place. But I started to get my bearings more in that game, started to do obviously do a lot more online stuff, and, you know, started to shake the cobwebs off, came back to this game. Now it is... well, it's April as I'm recording this, so we've got 8 more races to go, or 9 more races to go. We'll see what happens, but this was actually fun. I'm fairly familiar with Stafford after, you know, doing the SRX series, and this is one of the tracks that we typically go to when we do, say, any type of like online stuff. With this, I still don't recommend doing online in this game. I feel like it's very, very broken. Well, I don't feel like it's very broken. It is very, very, very broken, and a lot of things that just don't make a whole lot of sense versus the offline. The offline is the way to go. Unfortunately, because I feel like, man, if the online was popping in this game, this would have been people would be playing this as opposed to be playing the NASCAR Heat game. So. Just because like it just there's a lot more stuff you can do, obviously a lot more stuff you can do in this game, but also just like all the different tracks, all the different, you know, people and stuff like that, different series that you can go to. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to finishing up this series. Might do a couple of races next month. We'll see how it shakes out, because I know NASCAR Heat is going to be kind of lagging a little bit because the Xfinity series is kind of like, you know, just. It's like, you know, we're at that point where it's just like, oh, it's like a couple of races a month. So I might do a couple of these, you know, just to kind of fill the slot, fill the gap. And we'll be going from there, because, you know, we also got the NASCAR Chase for the Heat Cup, Chase for the Fantasy Cup going on as well. So I'm looking forward to it. This was a nice return to, you know, some form of just having fun, you know, just going out there and having fun, not necessarily worried about, you know, career type stuff or whatever. It's just like, look, you're in an equal car with everyone else, and you just go out there and you just do what you do. And I'm not so sure about the qualifying. I'm not so sure. I'm still kind of like torn about that, whether I want to qualify or whether I don't. Obviously, like, qualifying will get us up towards the front quicker. Because we can, you know, rip some of these laps around here pretty fast, but, you know, that'll help out. But also at the same time, I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things like you just got to hunt them down. You got to hunt through like lap traffic and stuff like that. And just, you know, like there's an added challenge of starting in the back and trying to navigate your way through the field and all that kind of stuff. So it's fun. It's fun. So I may just, you know, continue the last to first challenge, you know, in this series, as I seem to be doing with pretty much every single series I'm doing now, is doing the last to first challenge. I do NASCAR Thunder 2003, the 100% races, last to first. You know, every race in NASCAR Heat 4 career mode, last to first. And now we're doing this one, last to first. So that's just seems to be the moniker for this year. 2022 is all last to first. But I'm looking forward to it. We're going to Eastern Hills, quarter mile at Virginia, a fantasy track, I believe. I think the only tracks that are on the schedule that are real are Lucas Oil, Stafford, obviously, Slinger, and Nashville Fairgrounds, I think. Yeah, Nashville Fairgrounds being the last one, so that's a 3/5 of a mile. But I think Nashville Fairgrounds is almost, I don't know. These cars do handle differently than the SRX cars, and I do appreciate that quite a bit. There's a lot more off-throttle time that you have to be concerned with, but also just the overall drivability of these cars. There's a lot more wheel you got to put into it. At least for me, you know, there's a lot more wheel you got to put into it. But you can it makes it fun. It makes it more challenging as opposed to just, just kind of getting the, turn to the left, hold the gas, hold it wide open. And I understand they do that sometimes for accessibility and also realism, because that's kind of what it is in real life. Not during that time period. Obviously not with the Gen 7 car and the new car and stuff like that. But it's a nice departure from that. And I just needed something like this. At the end of the day, I just needed something like this. Break something monotony. Just go out to like have some short track races. Pull a Tony Stewart or Kyle Larson or Christopher Bell or something like that. Just go to a short track race. Hop in the late model and just do some racing. So. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the Super Late Model Regulation Championship Series here on McBlam Racing. If you enjoy these races, I do them every once in a while, maybe 1 or 2 a month or whatever. So be sure to subscribe, click the notification bell so you don't miss an upload. Leave a like on the video, comment down below, #podium. So because I didn't expect that. I expected these guys to be pretty challenging. They seem to be fairly easy in the back, and then when you start working your way up towards the front, they get more difficult, which is what I want. That's what I want, So we'll see what happens next week, or next time around at Eastern Hills in Virginia, quarter mile. And it looks like it's shaped like, if I remember correctly, it's not shaped like Slinger. It's more shaped like, like the previous track we just went to. It's like Stafford and other stuff. So should be interesting. Probably going to be a lot of slam and bang, but we'll do what we can. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.